I know we keep talking about the IPL auction. We're doing a lot of that actually on the website and on our social media handles. So I thought it's as good a time as I need to talk about what is the future with MS Dhoni? Where is he with Chennai Super Kings? Will he come back? He stepped down as captain, obviously. But is Dhoni going to come back as a CSK player soon?
See, I don't know what you think about Dhoni's retirement, but I think it was too late. He should have retired immediately after the 2019 World Cup,
Difficult
and
question.
he just dragged it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
After
mean,
which World Cup?
after 2019 World Cup, he should have just stopped. But
He
like we
didn't play
say,
any
how
game.
Dhoni is, he did it dramatically and dramatically dragged it.
Yeah.
But that's his life. I mean, he should have done it. With CSK, he is again. He is also dragging it. He should have retired last year after lifting the trophy, but he did not. Typical Dhoni fashion, he continued. But with the big auction coming up, mega auction, ideally he should, but I think he is going to be back at some capacity or the other, if not a player. I still think he is going to come back as a player,
Yeah.
but given
Krish,
given the
Krish is saying Krish things, very practical, very pragmatic, ruthless, brutal. I know you have a much more emotional and human side to yourself. Krish,
Yeah.
Krish is almost inhuman with his sentiments. It hurts sometimes.
No,
What
for
about you?
Dhoni for me is the greatest Indian player. Like I've loved him, admired him since I was a child. I've seen him win trophies for us, and when he retired, when he posted that post about him retiring, first I thought that it's his account got hacked or something like this because it was such a badly edited video with captions and some
the only thing
spaces.
the only thing I could think was why so late.
Yeah, but again, I was very sad. And now, if the question is that should he play in the next season, I think yes, he definitely should play because from where I see IPL, I think it's an entertainment product. Not only just because I'm a fan of MS Dhoni, but he brings a lot of value to the league, not just to CSK or his team. The brand value of IPL will decrease with Dhoni retiring, and Virat retiring, Rohit retiring from after one another. So that's why I feel that he should play and he will play. Of course, he's going to play and he's not going to leave CSK after losing a season or something like that. He'll leave on an
But
high
then
note.
I mean, then in that case, he could have also retired at the end of 2023, right? That was the perfect moment. And every time, you remember, it brings me back to Tendulkar's last few years. Every time he walked out to bat, there was this massive roar, and
Yeah.
people were anticipating whether that would be his last innings for India. I mean, the fact is that Dhoni means something to every Indian fan, right? Cutting across age groups.
Yeah.
I know you are a massive Mumbai Indian supporter. I don't really support any particular team in the IPL. Just because me and Krish are Bengali, I'm pretty sure it's not Kolkata Knight Riders. You don't have a single Bengali player in the Knight Riders team, so it's not about that. It's the emotional angle. I mean, Dhoni comes from the part of India where I come from, Jharkhand. So there could be that connection with the Chennai Super Kings for me as far as that is concerned. Dhoni is like a cup of tea. As Indians, you don't want to miss out on that, no matter what you eat. My comfort food is dal chawal. You want to see Dhoni on the field and you feel comfortable, no matter which team he's played for. Obviously, we're in India and in the Chennai Super Kings. But the point is, I know Krish's point, and I think I had argued about the same thing in 2019. But the thing with legends is when they retire, that's when you start becoming more emotional. Tendulkar's last few years, look at the kind of headlines that came up. Trendulkar, Endulkar. I mean, there
Yeah.
was endless trolling. That was before the age of social media really
See, that's
exploded.
that's not the
But then
point. Point
is
is,
this no, the
I
point
don't agree with
is Dhoni an emotional value to the Super Kings? I mean, brand
yes,
value obviously matters, but then
surely,
how do you
surely, but
sustain the brand without MS Dhoni?
Yeah.
doing that, you are ending your own legacy. Dhoni should be thoughtful
How?
about his own legacy. I mean,
But
you are just
how?
dragging it. How? I mean, how good did he play in the last 4 5 years? Yes,
But he
he
But
did.
did
He
play
did.
throughout his
last
IPL
year.
career, has been his record? What has been Dhoni's record with the bat for Chennai Super Kings? Not Virat Kohli-esque,
That is why.
not AB de Villiers-esque. So he's
But
meant more than a
IPL,
batsman for
but
the Super Kings.
IPL is not only about CSK. It is about creating the next generation of stars.
But for who? Like,
How?
who
I
are
mean,
we
who
to
was
decide
the
that? It's not Krish, it's not a government funded organization which is like, which we are
true?
using to
That
create.
is
It's
why.
a
That is
private
why.
company owned clubs, right? So they will see
Correct.
what will generate more revenue for them. Do you think at
But
checkout when
I
Dhoni
think
retires,
about
anyone
Indian
will?
cricket team.
You
I
are
agree, but I think about Indian cricket team,
okay. You
and
are thinking about
Dhoni
Indian
being
cricket
there
team.
is not providing any.
Okay,
No,
you're
but then in that case, Dhoni could have retired 2 years back had Ravindra
Yes,
Jadeja, stood up as CSK captain. He
yeah.
mucked it up. He messed it up. He was terrible with the bat, ball, and on the field.
then you
Dhoni
have
had to
given
take a
it.
U-turn. Gaikwad did not really
Okay,
show any real spunk as a leader. So where do the Super Kings go without MS Dhoni? It's true, he's a brand. I mean, even with Dhoni in the
Rituraj
ODI
is doing
setup.
what he can.
Hmm?
Rituraj did. I mean, there are so many injuries. I mean, the kind of team the CSK picked, it was not great. And Ben Stokes leaving the team was not good for CSK either. That was the reason. See, ideally, Dhoni should have stopped after lifting the trophy. Yes. Now that he continued, he had a year when he supported Rituraj from every perspective. Uh, Now is the time that okay, the team is again going to be a rebuilding stage, right?
Yeah.
Dhoni should step down, support the team as a mentor, not as a player, and that also opens up a spot for a wicketkeeper India deserves because there won't be any better wicketkeeper than Dhoni ever. I
Yeah,
completely
how many
agree
better
with that.
wicketkeepers do you have? I
No,
mean, that's the point. I think Dhoni is still
Dhoni,
better than Rishabh Pant behind the stumps.
Yeah, even now.
no, not really, not really, not in Test cricket,
He's good. He's good.
not in
Okay, Test
Test.
cricket. Test cricket is a different beast. I mean, I'm talking about one days and the T20 game. Look, it's simple. You have Dhoni as a strategist. Okay. I know
Yes,
there are a lot of camera angles which said when you're looking at Ruturaj Gaikwad for DRS and Dhoni is like it's not my business anymore. It was almost like a really relaxed phase. But Shetty, the thing is, Krish has some valid points. I agree that maybe he should have retired earlier. But to be fair to Dhoni, he did not really play any international cricket in that phase because there was nothing. The
Yeah.
pandemic had hit, and in the end of 2019, he didn't play anything else, and he kept on sitting out of tournaments. That was a bit of a
he
bone of
kept on refusing to
contention.
play domestic cricket. I mean, the longer we talk about Dhoni, the more problem it creates because the thing is, MSK Prasad did call him up and he straight away refused. Even the Jharkhand team coach that time,
No,
I
no,
was
but then,
covering
then,
the
then
match.
let's not just
They
go
have
into
no
MS
idea.
Dhoni. Krish, that
Okay.
is a problem with a lot of Indian cricket
We
stars.
are
How
not
many
talking
cricketers
about
have actually
past.
played
Yeah.
domestic cricket?
Yeah.
How
No
many
one. No one
cricketers
does.
turn up to play? When was the last time Virat Kohli played a Ranji game or Rohit Sharma turned up in a game
2009
for Mumbai?
probably, yes.
Yeah. So,
So
so
that's
the
not just a
point
Dhoni
being,
problem. That's
11.
the point being that where we see IPL from is that it's also a source for entertainment, right? From where we see the product, IPL as an whole. If he would have been extending his stay in the Indian team, I would have said that he should have retired like 4 5 years back only. That makes sense. But this is IPL, this is private team. They want Dhoni to be there. They'll go to any extent to make him play in the next IPL as well. Be it as
So,
an uncapped player, etc. etc. Okay,
so
accepted.
from Daddy's Army to Granddad's Army, that's what you were saying.
Yeah, okay, no problem. They win. If a group of youngsters can't win and granddads are winning, so why not? And again, coming back to your point, the age difference between Dhoni and Faf is 3 years. Okay, so Dhoni is 43, Faf is 40. How many people have said that Faf should retire or make place for an Indian player to come? अगर चार ओवरसीज
This
प्लेयर्स
year,
लाना है
yes,
जरूरी तो
he
नहीं
was
है कि
not
चार
great
के
last
चार
year.
होने चाहिए. He wasn't great last year. Did you hear anyone say
True.
if he comes to auction this year, everyone will expect him to go above 10 crores, right? So the difference between Faf and Dhoni is that we Indians hate our legends more than we hate other countries' players.
no, no, no,
That's
no. That
is
Shetty,
what
that's
it's what
not fair.
I
That's
feel.
not fair.
It's what
No,
I
that's
feel. How many domestic season
The
has
Dhoni
Faf
enigma.
played? Yeah.
No, but then the Duplessis argument is completely different because he had a specific role to fulfill as well.
And so does
You were
Dhoni.
looking at as an opener, you were looking at somebody after De Villiers who could
Yeah.
sort of be a backup to Virat Kohli in that lineup, which is by the way useless for RCB.
The point was Rituraj looking behind again and again for Dhoni's guidance. That cannot continue if Rituraj has to grow. Yes, I understand that there is a point to make that Dhoni had to lead a lot of captains when he was made the captain in 2007 8. But Dhoni and Rituraj are two very different characters. Dhoni could manage those guys. Rituraj is not there yet. By then, there was a potential everyone saw because he led India to T20 World Cup title. Rituraj hasn't done such things. Asian Games medal, If India had lost, then Rituraj would have been blamed. But Rituraj cannot take the credit for that particular thing. So he is yet to grow as a captain.
But you
That
just
is why I'm saying
you just made a point for Dhoni, right? You're just saying that Ruturaj himself he is not ready. He's not ready to take over as a captain. He's not mentored enough. He's not confident enough. Why does he need to look at Dhoni again and again? Why can't he make his own
that is
decision?
why that is
Yeah,
why he needs to be thrown out at the with all those wolves trying to kind of eat him up. That is when he will learn, like how Dhoni was when he had to lead India.
but
A
when
400
Virat was
meters,
made captain in the ODIs, and so Dhoni was still playing in the team, and I think Virat
yeah.
was of Ruturaj ages only when he was made the captain.
Was Dhoni great with his skipping skills last year?
No, he wasn't. He was very, very. He
Exactly.
was not. He was far away
Because he
from the
was
Dhoni
struggling.
standards. He
Because
was
he
far
was
away from the
struggling.
Dhoni standards. Yeah.
He had that injury, he carried that injury, and that is why he got everything done. He is still not fit in terms of fitness that we require to play IPL nowadays. It is not that those days anymore. So Rituraj needs a reliable keeper now. Why can't Dhoni be just that impact player?
Yeah.
Because
He can
market
still.
forces won't allow you to do that, will it, Shetty? I mean, you're talking of the IPL. You're not just talking of Chennai Super Kings. Will the IPL be comfortable as a brand without suddenly with that void without MS Dhoni?
Image rights.
Sure, the IPL brand. I mean, think of it. I know the IPL is a super brand. It is the best cricket league in the world. I would put it, several notches above the Big Bash League and all of that. But will the IPL not be impacted? And suddenly, it's difficult to
It will
fathom, right?
be.
So
Okay,
if you
It
can
will
pull
be
it off for a
impacted.
couple of years, why not?
I have one question for you guys. If Dhoni comes to the auction table, okay, in the mega auction, if he is released by CSK, how many teams
Not
out
happening.
of 10?
I
Okay,
don't think you'll find any buyers.
okay, that's my question. Out of the
Yeah,
10 teams, how many teams do you think will bid for him?
Chris, you want to take that first? I have my own point about it. Do you want to go first?
Let's be realistic, okay? How many
I'll be
teams will
realistic.
bid for MS Dhoni
I think
from
zero.
a
I think zero.
very oh, so you're
I think
saying
zero apart from CSK. And CSK will bid for him only because of the legacy. And that says something about a man who doesn't average very high. Or even his strike rate for the matter. Is that
you're
Dhoni's
saying
batting numbers are nothing to boast of.
no other team will go for Dhoni just for the marketing purpose. Don't you think, like
I don't think so.
for a club like the Delhi Capitals or any other club who are not doing Lucknow Super Giants, जिसमें पूरा stadium empty है, don't you think they'll profit so much from Dhoni just coming to their team with the followers on
Me
Instagram, with the crowd coming?
As Rishabh Pant, I might idolize Dhoni, but I would have a serious problem if me, as a wicketkeeper batsman,
Yeah.
sees my club trying to bring in someone just for marketing purposes, and he's my successor in a sense with that
So
aura.
are we
So I'd
saying
have a
Dhoni is a
problem.
cheerleader now? Are we saying Dhoni is a cheerleader now?
No, Dhoni is
To
your
an extent,
Cristiano
I
Ronaldo
mean,
now.
what is
Dhoni
wrong
is
with
your
it
Lionel
for
Messi now.
CSK?
Why has MLS got Messi, or why Ronaldo went to Saudi? Are they the best players in the world right now? They are not. They
No,
are
those
there
leagues are not
because
established yet.
how many clubs do you think will bid for Dhoni if he comes to the auction table?
Zero.
Okay, you
Apart from CSK, no other club for me. Chris, you go.
Chris, you.
I would say there will be bias for sure.
How many teams out of
The
10 will
fact
go for him is from your assumption. Like, give me a
six,
number. Six
six,
teams will go for him.
six.
Right? Even I
Yes,
feel.
Mumbai Indians.
Even I
Mumbai
feel.
Indians for sure won't go because I mean Mumbai Indians and CSK.
Mumbai Indian is the only club who has a basic sense of how to run the club. They see
Yes,
the future.
the
They are very practical. They won't go for him.
the only nonsensical franchise that will go for Dhoni for
RCB.
sure is Punjab Kings.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying
And
talking of RCB because they make some
RCB,
bizarre
RCB,
decisions at the
yes,
auction table.
but I think they with Kohli there, obviously Kohli and Dhoni share a great rapport, and why not?
Dhoni, what I'm trying
That
to
has
say
to
is,
be there.
Shetty had a good question there. I think Dhoni is not a strategic decision anymore, not for any of the other nine teams. For CSK, maybe it's more legacy and more marketing than strategy anymore. Because every time they ask that question, I'm sure even the IPL organizers, they hold their heart in their mouth and say, "Okay, please don't say the word. Don't say the word."
Yeah.
That's the kind of aura he has, and
Yeah.
that is something that you want to celebrate, right?
Not
One
only
man.
CSK.
look at how he can dictate
Yeah.
that.
Not only CSK, not only as fans, but I think the entire league will be affected when Dhoni will leave IPL, which will sooner be like, if not this season, then maybe in the coming season, 1 or 2. I don't know when he'll retire. No one can say actually when he'll retire. Everyone expected him to retire. But what I'm trying to say again and again is that he is very important for IPL as a brand as a whole, is what I'm trying to say. Even when we'll have this
I
conversation
think
about
I think IPL is past that stage. I think
no,
IPL is past that
it
stage
is
where
not, Krish.
I think yes.
So, do you think that a match between DC and Punjab is as viewed as a match between RCB and Mumbai? It's not.
If IPL is past that stage, Krish, if IPL is past that stage, then you wouldn't have that kind of fan following for a game where you know it means nothing for CSK for them to advance into the playoffs or beyond. Then why would there be so many people cheering for and IPL would want that exactly. The host broadcasters would want that exactly to see that kind of craziness. What were we talking about on Inside Sport or other media
See, that
publications
was
leading up
that
to
was
CSK
for
games?
that was for 2 years when he was marketed. How did Star Sport market it or Geo for that marketed? It was every match was his last match, right?
Last dance, yeah.
That is how they marketed it. Even
That's what
BCCI,
we did
all
as well.
every franchisee. Yeah, I mean everyone thought that he would be retiring after this match, after this match, next match, next match, next match. It never happened. But you cannot fool people forever. There is no denying that Dhoni adds value to any franchisee he goes. For that matter, I mean, even if he goes to the Jharkhand team would definitely benefit there. But you need a proper keeper who is 100% fit, who can not someone who just comes to bat at number 9.
Yeah. Okay.
That,
Quickly,
that is
Yeah,
my
I
point.
agree with.
we are running out of time. Shetty, quickly.
Yeah.
Do you see Dhoni playing for Chennai Super Kings in 2025? Will he be partially available? And would you not really be okay as a fan? Think of this as a fan. Say Dhoni comes out to bat, even if it's at a number 8.
Yeah. So for me, if he's playing like for only 2 balls, I'm okay with it. I just want to see him play in the ground with the team. I'm a very big Dhoni fan. I'm very biased. If it would
He
have been
cannot play
someone
20
else,
balls, man.
2 balls,
He
I said.
cannot play 20
He
balls.
cannot. He doesn't even need to play 20 balls. But for his fans, it's too much. So yeah, I can see him play for the next season as well. To be very honest, I think he'll play. He won't retire like this until
Listen,
unless the retention is
if he
alright.
plays 2 balls, he's finishing with a strike rate of 200. If Dhoni plays for 20 balls, you're finishing with a strike rate of 50. So I don't want to see him
Yes,
play for
I
20 balls
agree.
even as a
I
CSK
have to
fans.
agree.
That's true.
It's about the legacy. But that was an invigorating chat. I know as keen as we are to go on and on because it's MS Dhoni, we can go on forever and maybe create a record of sorts on YouTube. But unfortunately, we are out of time. However, you've heard 3 different sides to this story, to this debate. We'd like you to come, comment, and obviously subscribe to the Inside Sport YouTube channel. Do leave your comments because that's crucial. We are Inside Sports. We are the voice of the fans. We are raising these questions for you, and we have these stinging remarks only for you. We sometimes very nervous when we say certain things, but we don't shy away because, like I said, we raise the questions that the others don't. Thank you so much for watching.